grow up, I'm a Toys R Us kid. As long as I'm going to be a Toys R Us kid, I'm going to be the do. It works. hmm As this is the year of 2025, it was a question, and it almost answered it. YouTube. So I know YouTube is out here. Because we're paying for that YouTube premium, of course. That's not wise. Mm-hmm.
Brought joy and creativity to our halls in your performance of SpongeBob the musical. Beyond that, Wood Grove High School was recognized in Virginia for its growing attention to environmental awareness and stewardship, and the students' efforts have made a lasting impact on the school and the community. A special thank you to the students, teachers, and parents for their expertise and guidance along the way. And Wolverines, you made it, and congratulations, and the future is waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to congratulate the graduates of Roby High School's class of 2025. In their time as Lynx, they've left a lasting legacy on our community. And as students at Loudoun County Public Schools' first non-traditional high school, I'm so proud that they've come to each class every day to learn and invest in their future.
Mm-hmm.
Non-traditional high school programs are becoming increasingly common, and they've all been a shining light on the different paths to success in education.
Really?
So they've left their mark on Roby High School, and I look forward to watching all that they accomplish in the future. I use this moment to step up into your bright future. Congratulations, class of 2025.
I understand how he got in office.
Mr. Speaker, I yield back.
Thank you for yielding back, because you ain't saying nothing.
Does the gentleman have a motion?
Mr. Speaker, I move that the House adjourn.
The question is on the motion to adjourn. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Accordingly, the House stands adjourned until 10 a.m. tomorrow for morning hour debate.
Anybody can log on. It's so true. That is Fed.net. Fed.net, and anybody can log in. Oh, the House of Representatives. Okay. Back here. And then,
Senator Cory Booker, senator from the state of New Jersey, joining us after many people remember the history-making address you gave where you discussed the stakes and how this is about democracy. Your response to what we're seeing in California right now, do you believe the president has the authority to deploy Marines for what looks like potentially domestic policing?
Well, again, you laid it out clearly. This is about the rule of law, and it needs to be followed by everyone. We are a nation of a law, not a nation.
Journalists should be able to work safely and that the country supports media freedom. All right, let me in fact rope in Gautam Mukherjee first and get his expertise on what he thinks is happening over here.
hot out here.
Gautam, this is unprecedented what's happening in California and LA at this point in time. What would you attribute these disturbances to?
Well, one thing, Vineet, is that California is a Democratic Party stronghold. It is possibly the capital of wokeism. It has a huge concentration of
LA is not the capital.
illegal immigrants that Trump seeks to deport. It has been the site of race riots in the past, and periodically Los Angeles has erupted into violence and arson and looting. And this is just the latest in a long series. To put 4,000 troopers into California, into Los Angeles, perhaps unprecedented, but not unheard of. It's probably
yet another scene to show you. Take a look at this. So you can see more kind of a conglomeration of these law enforcement officials gathered together there. This is a different vantage point. You also see a lot of those kind of plastic ties there they have at the ready to arrest people who don't comply with their dispersal orders. Oh, and look, they are even taking some of these signs that people have brought to the protest, and they're discarding them. You also see some American flags there. You see a lot of water bottles. It is June. It is Los Angeles. It's hot.
Mm-hmm.
And so California Highway Patrol there on the scene. So we still have our other vantage point in the air. Take a look at this. You can get a sense, and that's the federal building right there. Kind of yet another smaller smattering of protesters.
Smaller.
You see the Bearcat there. So it looks like this group of protesters, and many of those are members of the media as well. They're not protesters, but they're covering the story. They're down on the ground. Obviously, some of this group of demonstrators did not decide to impede traffic on the 101. They stayed where they have been, frankly, for the remainder of the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see more of these federal vehicles moving through. You see that Bearcat as well. So it looks like some of these law enforcement officials, they have kind of stationed under the overpass there on the side of the freeway. Traffic getting back up and running. You see so many of them as well, kind of on that divider boulevard there on the 101. And then on this side street there as well, police line to prevent them from taking over the 101 yet again here. So if you're just joining us, we're approaching the bottom of the hour. Let's go back, if we can, to Friday afternoon. Reports of ICE raids in and around Los Angeles, so much so many of these activists and demonstrators and protesters, they wanted to stymie and thwart those very operations. And that is how this all precipitated.
It precipitated like rain.
And now we're on night 5 of these actions here.
Precipitation like rain.
So in the meantime, I don't know how long we're going to have these pictures in the air, but you can see traffic is moving somewhat slowly, but it's back. And you see that small group of protesters there. Law enforcement trying to keep them at bay. We also see now some movement, some running. Let's take this here. Viewer discretion is advised. You see there some of the signs. Families belong together. So there is a lot of movement right now. I'm not entirely sure whether or not law enforcement is the direct result of that movement. Okay, so this looks to be another area here where these protesters are now trying to block traffic again. I'm not entirely sure where this is. So it's near the freeway? Okay. So they're very, very close, dangerously close to traffic. You can see the dividing line there and law enforcement pushing them back. It's getting very testy. It's getting very tense. Actually, forgot about this. Let's try to listen on the ground. We call that natural sound here. Let's listen. Okay, so you can see there even some members of the media, of the press, but also some of these demonstrators. You see a lot of kind of press-credentialed photographers, but law enforcement looks like they're making some progress pushing them back there. So this is right in downtown Los Angeles. I know we've been kind of ping-ponging back and forth between our camera vantage points, so it's somewhat difficult to kind of keep them all straight and where they are downtown, but they are concentrated and located in downtown Los Angeles. About the same time last night, kind of a competing protest was taking place not too far away in Santa Ana. But the kind of locus of the protest has stayed and centered there in downtown.
Nucleus. Not a locus.
So in the meantime, no word yet on whether or not we'll hear from more Los Angeles officials, including LAPD Chief McDonnell or Mayor Karen Bass. We heard from them earlier this morning. We also heard from Mayor Bass saying she was going to kind of attend one of these vigils in the area in honor of some of these illegal immigrants, their families, and in her words, the fear that they have been put under due to these ICE raids. She has called on ICE to stop the raids. You've heard from her over the last couple of days saying if ICE had not done these raids, none of this would be transpiring. She says on Thursday night, everything was peaceful. And then once the federal ICE raids started on Friday afternoon, this is unfolded. So, okay, so let's take it in the air yet again here. So yet another vantage point. Like I said, the kind of key hallmark and signature of today has been some of these smaller groups that have branched off from the larger group.
They've got them all
and now we have
off.
kind of multiple small groups that law enforcement has to contend with now.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, viewer discretion is advised.
That they're reporters.
So you see there.
I'm not exactly
they're
sure.
They're talking
what
with
seeing.
Some of these
protesters.
You've heard a lot of shouts and chants. We're going to go back to our ground shot in just a moment. Okay, you also see some of these arrests there. Not entirely sure.
The girl got arrested.
That I don't want to speculate, but that does look like a member of the media due to the size and scope of her camera.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to speculate, but usually credentialed photojournalists have cameras like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't want to get ahead of ourselves if we don't know.
It looks like they
right,
arrested a media person.
There, as you can see, more arrests being made on the ground. Take a look at this.
More arrests.
All right, that might be our
I've never been to jail. I don't want to go to
Fox
jail.
11. So in the meantime, you see there, looks like they have had quite some time getting this individual into custody. He's been kind of front and center throughout the last couple of minutes. We've been showing you these shots. Take a look at this. More arrests overhead. So it seems to be the key feature now. Take a look at this shot, too.
They're walking people.
Arrests being made. They are
several
face first up against the facade of this building. You see a lot of these law enforcement officials.
I think I'm going to take a break and
their hands to
see
take them
if
into
this
custody.
one actually records, because
these kind of
I did 2 recordings today and I can't find them. When you go back in there, it says 0, 0. So we'll see. Y'all have a blessed day.
So in the